Good morning, Mel. I was wondering how I can prepare for a Hyland Cloud migration.
Well, Brennan, I'd love to help. Let me share my screen. Here are some highlights of what you can do ahead of time to help prepare you for a cloud migration. First, you'll want to become more familiar with your on-prem solution as it sits today. Identify business processes and their owners, what's working well in your environment now and what's not working. The idea is that you'll have a fundamental baseline in what your expected results should be to use as a comparison when you are first migrated over to the cloud. Since it is critically important that you test the cloud solution when it's released to you and can take some time to compile, it's a great idea to start prepping for the testing phase now. You can accomplish this by preparing test case scenarios. Now that you've become more familiar with the business processes and the results of the on-prem solution, creating test case scenarios will help you ensure that you hit all the critical components when testing in the cloud. What we would like to highlight specifically are the past fail results. If something on-prem had a past result, then the expected result would be the same when testing the same process in the cloud. If anything should occur where the result is failing in the cloud, but passed on-prem, then we can better pinpoint the root cause of the failure and attribute it to the migration. Next, identify your import processes. What we would like to make sure we identify are autofills or datasets that are looking directly at databases with queries. Since the direct connection from the cloud at the time of migration is severed, you will need to prepare to use other means of importing this data into the environment. Some options are using flat files to send the data up via SFTP process or API. Other things to identify whether or not your dip cold processes are set up to look at full path or file paths for images within the field orders. Since Hyland Cloud can go into other servers or file paths outside of the cloud, this will no longer work and will need to be changed to file name instead. In addition, all files must always be named uniquely. This will avoid the files from moving over to an archive folder in the cloud, as the system will think they are duplicate files and do not need to be reprocessed. Hyland has some SFTP guidelines for file transfers in Community. Once you log into the Hyland Community site, select the Hyland Cloud tab, Documentation, Data Transfer Requirements, then Secure File Transfer and Document Ingestion and Processing. Make sure you identify other applications that may interact with OnBase on-prem. AnyDoc, Brainware, Abby FlexiCapture are just some to name a few. Identifying these applications ahead of time will help with planning the migration process. Identify authentication method. How are your users authenticating in OnBase? Are they using Active Directory? What third-party application is your company using? Are they using SAML 2? And who is your SME SSO? Identify custom codes. Unity API are not considered custom codes for Hyland. Custom codes are truly custom and built by someone in your organization. It takes Hyland approximately 6 to 8 weeks to review custom code to ensure that there are no vulnerabilities. With that in mind, identifying that ahead of time will ensure that we begin the review of the custom codes as soon as your project begins and helps avoid any delays. Transfers. In order to build your cloud environment, Hyland requests that the database be sent up as soon as they receive the environmental build request. You'll want to make sure you have a full database backup and prep for this transfer to be done initially via backfile SFTP or a NAS device. Don't worry, everything is secured. You'll be batching up and sending database and disk groups weekly throughout the migration project until the final batch up on go live. We look forward to helping you join us in the Hyland Cloud. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Naviant Cloud Center of Excellence team.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. If you have a question that you would like answered on an upcoming question corner, please leave a comment below.